What's up, nail geeks, and welcome back to another Hella Handmade Creations video. I am coming in hot at the tail end of the pre-order. The shop is still open until June 21st. Without further ado, let's dive in and check out this month's incredible Pride Celebration Month. First up is Art is Nails. This is Hopeful Hearts, described as a flake polish that's predominantly pink and purple, which shifts from green to gold. This one is inspired after their Cornish Cove series, which is a new series. This one's $13.50 with a cap of 100 bottles. This is what I would use as like the poster child for being a true foil type of finish. It is easy to build up to opacity. I think some of you may be satisfied at 2 coats, but I chose to do that 3rd coat, was not mad at it. It dried down very quick. It does have a bit of thirstiness, not texture, so you may want to go in with a thicker glossy top coat of your choosing. BCB has a couple contributions this month. This first one is BMO Chop, described as a teal neon crelly base with a strong pink gold orange shifting shimmer. This is $13.75, capped at 300, and it's part of her Adventure Time series. This has an excellent, creamy, super smooth formula to it. I think most of you are going to be just fine at 2 coats. I went in for 2 normal coats, which is somewhat heavy-handed compared to maybe if you tend to go in light-handed, but it was easy to self-level. It was just wonderful on the formula. It does dry down on the flat side, so use a glossy top coat again to finish it off. BCB's next polish is I'm All Fired Up. This is an encore polish, meaning it's been brought back. Described as a hot pink crelly, somewhat leaning jelly base with orange to gold glass flakes and black metallic flakes. This one's $13.75 with a cap of 300 bottles. Another excellent formula. Some of you may want to stop at 2 coats. You can get excellent coverage that way, but I thought that 3rd coat, very true to a jelly format, is going to bring out that base color the best. So I'm going to suggest 3 light coats, possibly a glitter smoothing top coat if your top coat of choice is on the thinner side. It's not super textured per se, but it did have, again, quite a bit of thirstiness to it. And then BCB's Pride contribution is You Are Loved. This one is a bright coral base with gold to orange shifting shimmer. This one's $13.75, capped at 300 bottles, and $2 per bottle sold is going to go to the Trevor Project. Now, in case this gets skewed across monitors, this is a beautiful, perfect coral. It is one of those universally flattering types of shades, very creamy, smooth. It applies like a cream, self-levels, chef's kiss. I cannot stress enough this formula was perfect, and you'll want to finish with a glossy top coat as it did dry down on the somewhat flat side because of the shimmer. BCB Lacquers also has a gargantuan cuticle oil pen this month. These are 6 milliliters. I've raved about these a ton on the channel. This month is the scent We Must Find the Light, and it's blackberry, orange peel, pineapple, rose, magnolia, peony, ginger, and honey, and grapefruit and lemon. This is $8.50 and there is 150. The smell to me is very pleasant. It's very fresh, very clean type of fruit scent. I'm definitely getting the grapefruit and more of a citrus vibe on the top notes, and then the middle and like undertones is absolutely that ginger and honey to kind of round it out. It's not very strong, but it's just fruity with maybe the softest bit of a floral, but I would have to classify this one as being dominantly fruity. This is an excellent oil. I cannot stress enough. I love these so much. I have them all over the place, and they are excellent for purses, your travel bag, what have you. They're great. This oil is primarily jojoba oil, so it is light and it sinks very quickly into your skin. Colorista Carol has Berry Mango Tango. This is a dark berry when cold to orange when warm with UCC flakes, pink, orange, gold, lime color shifting flakes, and shifting reflective glitter. This one's $13.50, capped at 120 bottles, and it's part of her Mocktails series. We have a crelly type of formula. This one is generally light across the board in how it builds up, and it plumped up pretty heavily for me on that 3rd coat. So I kind of waffled whether or not to do that. You may want to try stopping at 2 coats. This isn't going to be like a heavy, straight up cream type of coloration. It's more of a crelly, somewhat jelly in how it appears on the nail. So no texture or anything, but again, you'll want to finish with a glossy top coat because it will dry down quite flat. Colorista Carol also brings us a Pride Duo. It comes with this super adorable bag here. It's great for makeup or pens, anything like that. It comes with 2 polishes in the bag, and this first one is Love is Lacquer, described as a mint green crelly with holographic rainbow metallic glitter, rainbow color shifting flakes. Now there is a donation portion of this set with the bag and the 2 polishes. The information is coming soon. I believe they'll probably post it on the website somewhere when it is decided. Anyways, Love is Lacquer is a very excellent crelly. It's super smooth. It builds up to a very cream-like appearance. I'm going to suggest 3 incredibly thin coats on this to build it up. Unless you appreciate a softer appearance, then 2 coats, absolutely. You will need a glitter smoother to smooth this one out. Nail the Rainbow has a clear base with holographic rainbow metallic glitter and rainbow color shifting flakes. This is an excellent topper, glitters and flakes and all that. It is perfectly suspended throughout the polish itself where you don't have to fish or anything like that. I really didn't even need to do any rigorous shaking beforehand. And as you can see here, it is awesome coverage across any type of base. It is what I would say, and agree with the official description, a true clear base. So whatever you put it over, it's not going to be tinted at all. I didn't have a whole lot of texture with this, but you may still want to use a glitter smoother as it's just thirsty overall on how it dries down. Cracked Polish Guided Light is a deep teal with silver holographic glitters, priced at $13, capped at 500 bottles, and this is part of her Down the Indie Rabbit Hole series. Fun fact, when I opened up my PR box, I actually thought this said Guiding Light, and I was like, well, what does the soap opera have to do with Indie Rabbit Hole? But anyways, so Guided Light has a crelly formula. You will hit opacity on the second coat. I think most people are going to be happy with that, but I was just waffling and I wanted to see what the third coat would do. And you can see here, plumps up really quick. So your choice if that third coat is necessary. If you paint like how I did on the video, just go in really, really thin. Otherwise, 2 coats is perfect too. I didn't have a whole lot of texture with this, but I did go in heavy-handed with my glossy top coat. Cracked Polish's Pride polish for this month is No Apologies, described as a fierce purple packed with green Aurora shimmer and silver reflective glitter. This one's $13, capped at $500, and $3 from every bottle sold will be donated to the Lambert House. More information on each of the charities are going to be in the descriptions for each of the polishes on the website if you have not taken a peek at the site just yet. No Apologies is glowy good. It's like a jelly type of formula. I'm going to suggest 3 light coats for this one. It dried down very flat, not so much texture like what we see with a lot of reflective glitter finishes. So your choice if you just want to do a thicker layer of glossy top coat to seal it up. Cuticula Shadow and Bone is a bright blue to purple shifting shimmer with silver holographic flakes. Price is $13.50. It is not capped, and this is part of her Books to TV/Movies series. Another super glowy polish. This one had an excellent crelly type of formula to it. Again, you might want to stop at 2 coats, your preference, but I really liked how this one looked at 3 thinner coats to maximize that shimmer power. I didn't have any texture from this one, but again, you'll want to use a really good glossy top coat because as we know, shimmer bombs will have a very harsh type of flat dry down. And then Cuticula also has a Pride polish this month. This one is Choose Love, described as a black and teal full of rainbow iridescent flakes. This one's $13 with no cap, and $2 of each bottle sold will be donated to rainbowfund.org. Another excellent flaky bomb, and it is easy to build up to opacity. If you like that softer appearance, I could see some of you being okay with the second coat. I'm repeating myself here. Across the board, these all had excellent formulas in terms of opacity, what have you. But I chose to do that third coat, and I was not mad at it. As you can see, it just popped so well on the flaky factor. So personally, I would recommend 3 thin coats. Just trust the process, and it is flaky rainbow good. This is so pretty. It's very much like a mosaic type of picture. You'll want to use a glitter smoother with it though, because it will be quite flat and textured. Dom has London Eye. This is a purple base with red-orange shifting shimmer and a linear holographic effect. This one's $13.50, capped at $200, and it's part of her Bucket List Destinations series. This is one of those polishes that I'm always glad that I show video of my swatches, just because this is so rainbow filled and holographic. It looks like this in real life. It is lush. It's very pretty. Now it has a somewhat lighter jelly type of formula to it that you may want to do 3 coats like what I did on the video. If you do 2 coats, I feel like you just didn't maximize that holographic effect, at least to what I want to see. So plump it up, 3 light to normal coats and a glossy top coat, and then the sunshine, it is chef's kiss. Dom also has their Pride polish. This one is Born This Way. It's a pink jelly with gold to green shifting shimmer and assorted gold holographic glitters. This one's $13.50, capped at $200, and 10% of polishes purchased of Born This Way will be donated to the Trevor Project. Now, this is what I would classify as being a sheer type of finish. I think if you have a visible nail line, a free edge, falsie, what have you, I think you'll see a smile line of some sort. You'll get a really good idea of that on my full hand shot here in just a moment. Now, I feel like this is going to layer really well over matchy-match colors. I know I'm getting ahead of myself. You will see this topward at the end of the video, but it is a lighter type of finish overall. I chose to do 3 light coats. It is very jelly-like, and a glossy top coat. If your top coat is thinner, you may want to use a glitter smoother. Danglefoot's Dr. Drake Ramoray is a indigo with large particle blue to purple shimmer and green reflective glitter. This one's $13.50, capped at $100, and it's part of her TV Doctors series. This has an excellent true shimmer type of reflective glitter formula to it. Very easy to build up to opacity. I thought 2 coats was excellent coverage. Now you'll need a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat because this will dry down very much like a true reflective glitter finish. My photos don't do it justice. It's very glowy. I think my macro shot kind of gives you the idea, but the glitters themselves are quite strong in person. Emily DeMolly Apatura is a dark purple base with blue aurora shimmer, silver glitters, and red to orange to gold to green magnetic effect. This one's $13, capped at $3.20, and it's part of her Butterflies and Moths series. This is ridiculous looking. I was very impressed with it, especially when I was taking my macro shot that I didn't have to do any like ridiculous acrobatics to try to show off what the color roll was in, say, like an angled shaded lighting situation. There's a ton of shift with that magnetic effect, and this is just so pretty. It is very opaque, which is what we expect from this brand, and it easily hit opacity at 2 easy, creamy, smooth coats. Finish with a glitter smoothing top coat and a glossy top coat, and make sure you magnetize each of your top coat layers. Jen & Barry's Forging Signatures is a sky blue neon base with black flakes, holographic flakes, and tiny blue to purple shifting crystal flakes. This one's $13.25, capped at $3.50, and is part of her Great British Bake Off series. This is an interesting blue, and as a blue lover, I have to say I'm a connoisseur of this color, and this is ridiculously flattering. Jen, if you're listening, I want a cream to this polish. Please, pretty please, with a cherry on top. Forging Signatures is a crelly type of base, and it built up for me at 3 light coats. Some of you with shorties could probably get away with 2 normal coats, but I just felt like it maximized that beautiful base color. I didn't have any texture with this, so use any top coat of choice. Jen & Barry's Pride Your Heart Out is a purple jelly base with a mix of pink, blue, and a smidgen of gold iridescent shifty flakes. This one is $13.50, capped at $2.50, and $3 of each polish sold will be donated to Lambda Legal. We have a juicy type of jelly. This is another one. Again, I'm repeating myself here. Some of you may want to stop at 2 coats. This was delightfully opaque at that point, but I chose to do a 3rd thin coat, and you can see very true to jelly type of standard format here. It drastically changed the appearance of it. So I'm going to suggest 3 thin coats and use a glossy top coat of your choice. This one wasn't textured or super thirsty, so no issues to report there. Night Owl Lacquer, let's get out of this ass parlor. This is a quote I'm going to be saying one of these days. I have to put it in real life. This is a pale peach crelly filled with metallic rose gold flakes. Price is $12.40. There's no cap, and it's part of her Bob's Burgers series. This had another excellent, creamy, smooth, somewhat crelly formula. On that 2nd coat, you can see I went in a touch heavy-handed because it was drying down excellent. Enough that it didn't feel like it was chalky or anything. It was very satisfying on those brush strokes. So easy there. You can see, get a good idea of how it's self-leveled. No texture or anything, so use any top coat. Pampered Polishes Cybug is a shimmery seafoam green with golden green shimmer, scattered holographic effect, and black flakes that glow in the dark. This one's $13 with no cap, and it's part of her Wreck-It Ralph series. We have a somewhat standard type of formula. It leans just the tiniest bit on the metallic side, given that it's a bit of a shimmer bomb. I'm going to strongly suggest you go up to 3 light coats with this to maximize that glowy effect. You can see how it just looks more polished, pun intended, and finished on the 3rd coat here. No texture to report here either. The flakes were small enough it didn't give me anything overly thirsty, so again, just finish with any top coat of your choosing. Paradox polish, you're going to be popular, is a neon pink with emerald green holographic mix and teal metallic flakes with scattered holographic effect. This one's 13, capped at 300, and it's part of her Wicked series. This is one of those hot pinks that I'm going to thoroughly rave about. It's beautiful. I think it's going to look damn beautiful on any skin tone. And it's just one of those pinks that I don't know, I just feel like it's special, if that makes sense. It's in person, in case this gets skewed, I know it's a true neon. It's a beautiful neon Barbie pink. It is stunning, especially medium to deep skin tones. This is going to look so good on you. 2 creamy smooth coats was all I needed and a glossy top coat. Patti Lopez has a duo and a regular polish for us this month. This first one is part of her normal series Famous Painters duo. It is Lavender Fields. It's described as a purple base with pink, purple, red Aurora shimmer. You can grab it as a duo for $27 with a cap of $100 or $13.50 individually with a cap of $100 respectively for each polish in the set. Lavender Fields has a jelly type of formula to it. I will strongly urge you to do this type of shimmer with 3 normal to light coats of however you tend to paint. It is very glowy in person. My photos got blown out, so please, for color accuracy, refer to the swatching video portion. Valensole is the next polish in the duo. This one's described as a green to teal magnetic with gold to green Aurora shimmer. This is another really cool magnetic polish. It popped ridiculously well when worn by itself. I could see this layering really well over dark, maybe even like dark teals, jewel tone type of colors as undies, because it does have a lighter feel in terms of how it builds up. I chose to stop at 2 coats to kind of represent that. I felt like because it has a squishy formula to it, a 3rd coat was going to be overkill and have just too much polish on the nails. You can kind of see the tiniest bit of my smile line on my full hand shot on the video to kind of give you an idea of that. It will dry down quite flat, so again, use a glossy top coat. Patti Lopez also brings us a Pride polish this month. This is You Are My Pride, described as a red base with teal to pink Aurora shimmer and scattered holographic effect. This is $13.50, capped at $100, and $3 per bottle sold will be donated to the Trevor Project. You Are My Pride had an excellent, very opaque type of jelly formula to it. I think 2 coats across the board was perfect and a glossy top coat. Anything over 3 coats, I think it's going to be too much bulk on the nail, too much polish. So just stop at 2 coats and trust that process. Penelope Luz also has their regular duo for us. This first one is Myosotis, described as a blue base with silver magnetic pigment. Price is $13.50, capped at $200, and you can grab the duo for $25.50 with a cap of $200. This one has a jellier type of formula to it, and while it's considered, say, the topper of the duo, I chose to show it on its own, very much like that Patti Lopez. I stopped at 2 coats, and on my full hand shot here, you can kind of see through my falsies on the free edge part. So it's kind of light, and you may want to do a 3rd coat, but if you do, this is quite plumping. Make sure you go in very, very thin. Otherwise, this is very loud on that beautiful silvery magnetic pull. And then Penelope Luz Forget Me Not is a purple to red shimmer base with micro silver holographic glitter. This one's priced again at $13 individually and $200 cap. So I kind of reversed this a little bit, and I know it looks a little subtle on the video, but I thought because this goes in the duo, in duos, I do try to associate them together because they are labeled as topper and polish, but it looks really cool in person. This gave an excellent purpley type of shift. You can see it on my macro shot there. And of course, on the Will It Topper segment, you'll see it toppered over black. Now, Penelope Luz also brings us a Pride duo. This first one is Love Wins, described as a magenta to gold sparkling multi-chrome polish. 10% of proceeds of the duo will be donated to casanem.org. And it is an excellent opacity type of formula. This is like that micro flake type of multi-chrome buildup, and my full hand shot gives you a good idea of that. Very jewel toned. I'm going to suggest 2 coats and a glossy top coat. Anything more than that is going to be overkill. The second part of the Pride Duo is Love is Love. This is a blue to purple magnetic with micro glitters in silver, pink, and blue. Another magnetic that is on the somewhat lighter side in terms of opacity. It doesn't have that typical strong metallic type look that we see a lot. So I think there's a bit of versatility in layering this one over, say, more jeweled colors or darker colors like that. This one looked really cool on the willet topper segment too. I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, but a lot of these magnetics on the tail end of the video did have lighter types of feels to how they applied. But going in with the ring magnet, you can see that it gives that gorgeous blue type of pull. At angles, it has a lovely purple shift over to it as well. You can see through my falsies on my photos to kind of give you the idea that I think this is more intended to be layered. Rogue Lacquer, Pull the Lever Kronk, is a cloudy jelly base with pink, gold, green color shifting flakes, blue glass, and black metallic flakes. This one's 13 with no cap, and it's part of the Emperor's New Groove series. This is so pretty. It is just, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like rainbow concrete, or when you have sidewalk chalk on concrete and then it kind of drizzles a little bit outside and it's just color over the concrete. I don't know, it's really pretty. I would suggest 2 coats for this, easy to build up. You will need a glitter smoother because all that flaky action is going to give you texture and thirstiness, and a glossy top coat to seal everything up. Sassy Sauce Step Right Up is a purple base with gold, green, blue shimmer, pink reflective, and green holographic glitter mix. This one's $13.50, capped at $300, and it's part of her Shoes series. Step Right Up has a true jelly base to it. I think if you stop at 2 coats like what I did here in really bright lights, you might see your free edge if you have one. It's not incredibly noticeable in more normal lighting situations, and this is quite jelly crelly-like, kind of squishy in how it builds up. So I chose to stop at 2 coats. There is a touch of texture with this one, so you may or may not want to use a glitter smoother. Sassy Sauce brings us an incredible Pride Duo. This set is so pretty. This first one is Love is All Inclusive, described as a gunmetal holographic base with a twinkling of pink and blue reflective glitter. This is stunning, and if you're a straight up rainbow fan like myself, I think this is one you'll definitely need. It's gorgeous in kitchen lights, restroom lights, sunlight, whatever. And it's excellent, creamy, smooth in how it builds up. 2 coats is all you need. You may want to use a thicker glossy top coat because we do have reflective glitters here. And then the other part of the Pride Duo is Can't Hurt My Pride. This is a lightly blue tinted base with purple to red shimmer, black microflakes, and a fun glitter mixture. Now this one I would say heavily flirts with being a sheer type of formula. If you have a free edge, smile line, what have you, you are going to see that in especially brighter lights. In my full hand shot here in just a moment, you'll get an idea of that. I chose to build it up to 3 light coats to maximize all that flaky and shimmer action. This is going to be another very versatile polish. I think will look really cool over pretty much anything that you put it over, even with it being blue tinted. You'll see that again at the end of the video. But it is quite sparkly in a large particle type format, which is one of my favorite types of sparkles. So you'll need a glitter smoothing top coat and a glossy top coat to seal this up. Victorian Varnish, speaking of ridiculous magnetics, Twilight Equestria is a multi-chromatic magnetic in blue, purple, aqua, green, shifting with Aurora holographic shimmer. This one's 14, capped at $300, and it's part of their Steampunk Unicorns series. I was very kind of shocked that this one is in stock, to be honest. It is so ridiculously shifty in person. This is another one very much like the Emily DeMolly. When I went to get my macro shot, I had no issues getting a gorgeous color roll on that shot. It was just so pretty. Very proud of how that one came out. I think 2 coats is all you need for this one. Anything over that is overkill, as it has a rich, smooth type of metallic formula to it, and it's just ridiculous. It is very, very pretty. The magnetic pigment you can see on my swatches here has an obvious kind of teal over to that pinky purple type shift in person. And then Victorian Varnish's Pride Polish is Love is Magical. This one's a smoky indigo jelly base loaded with scattered holographic effect and ghost flakes ranging in the spectrum of the rainbow. Price is $13.50. This is capped at $150, and $3 of every bottle sold will be donated to the Magic City Acceptance Center in Birmingham, Alabama. This is very jelly, and it's another one that I would describe as being a semi-sheer. I think you may want to use a blurring base if a visible nail line bugs you, and it's one of those jellies you want to be really mindful of how you're going in on your coats to prevent any type of discrepancies in opacity on each of your nails. Victorian Varnish also is back with a couple extra non-polished items for this month. This first one is the Lavish Hand and Cuticle Cream in Rainbows. It is scented in hints of pineapple, fresh lime, orange, and raspberry with loads of sweet, sugary vanilla. And to me, it does. It smells like it's almost like sorbet, if I'm even saying that correctly. I read something recently that it's not sherbet, and that's how we say it in the South. But I read that that's not how you say it, but you get the idea. It's fruity ice cream, it's not really ice cream, but fruity sorbet type goodness that you're getting with an undertone of sweet vanilla. Victorian Varnish also has an acetone additive tincture duo in the scents unicorns and rainbows. These are both kind of fruity type of mixes too. It's $8.50 for the set, and these are capped at $24. Now, I like to use these. In fact, I use these so much. Acetone additive is a must. The way I use it when I am swatching, because unfortunately I just don't polish for myself very often anymore, is right here. You can see there's a dropper on these bottles. This is my favorite type of way that these acetone additives come in. So when I'm cleaning up, as I'm swatching on my nails, things like that, if I get any polish on my cuticles, I just go in on my dapping dish and I just add the tiniest little bit, fill it up halfway with pure acetone. And then I do like 3 or 4 drops of the additive to it, mix it up a little bit with my cuticle pusher, and then I am able to clean this up. Now, I'll warn you, pro tip, if you're going to do this for cleanup and you are taking your time cleaning up, acetone itself is very volatile as a substance, so it will evaporate out in the air and leave you with the softening agents of the acetone additive. So make sure you use a cover on your dapping dish of any sort if you take your time. Anyways, another way you can do this is remove that stopper completely and dump the entire vial in a pump bottle of some sort. I have this is like an ancient bottle of Zoya that I just constantly reuse and recycle this bottle. I'll fill it up with 100% pure acetone, and then I dump an entire vial of acetone additive to it, and then you shake it up really well, and then you can use that for removing polish too. You have the power of acetone without destroying your skin and giving that, that white ashy appearance whenever you use just pure acetone by itself. Zombie Claw, last but not least, brings us Harmony in Motion. This is an electric green blue shimmer base with reflective silver glitter, neon pink, purple, blue, turquoise glitters. This is $13.75, capped at $100, and it's part of her Powerpuff Girls series. This is a softer type of finish. I kind of want to classify it as a sheer in that what's kind of building you up to an almost pseudo opacity. Not really, I don't really want to even say that. Is the shimmer. We have a really fun mix of glitters going on here. I had no issues having to go fish or anything. Now I did do a couple of them, careful placement just for photos, because I do like even dispersal on my nails of glitters, especially large ones like this. And my swatches themselves gives you a good idea that you may want to use a blurring base if you wear this by itself, but again, we're seeing lots of layering potential. You'll need a glitter smoothing top coat and glossy top coat, as this will leave you textured from the reflective glitters. And we're going to wrap this up with a quick Will It Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. The Art as Nails looks really cool over black. I think you can get a little creative with this one. BCBs. Yes, all 3 of them technically work over black, but I'm going to stomp my heels on this one because all 3 formulas are so creamy, smooth, excellent. I just feel like you're not doing them justice. Let them be opaque and beautiful on their own. Colorista Carol's Thermal. I'm kind of on the fence about this one. It is a jelly, so it kind of works, but I don't think you're doing it justice, especially for the warm state. The Pride from Coloris does work decently well. Now, Cracked, both of them looked really cool over black. I can see you getting a little creative with these, especially on matchy match undies. Cuticula, the Shadow and Bone, looks beautiful over black. I can only see it working for this one though. Choose Love, yes, it does, but I liked it built up on its own. I don't think you're doing it justice. The Dom, I don't like holographics over undies. I just think you're dehorning a unicorn. Born This Way, yes, this one absolutely runs as a tinted topper. The Danglefoot is gorgeous over black. I think you can get away with dark colors. Emily to Molly does work, but I don't think you're doing that beautiful multi-chrome justice. Jen and Berries, you're diluting that gorgeous blue. I wouldn't do it. Pride Your Heart Out. I can see this working over purples of any color and black. The Night Owl is too creamy smooth. I don't recommend it. Pampered Polishes. I was pleasantly surprised. This one took on more of a super vampy type of multi-chrome effect. Paradox. I don't recommend it. That pink is too beautiful to put over anything else. Lavender Fields does work ridiculously well over black. The magnetic to the duo, yes, this one also passes the test. I think you can easily get away with dark and matchy-match colors and get a little creative. You Are My Pride looks beautiful over black. I think other pinks and magentas and berries would work too. Myosotis, this one looks really cool over black, so I think it does pass the test. Forget Me Not is a topper, so of course it works. It is very beautiful over any undie. Love Wins. Yes, it works, but it's too opaque in my opinion. Love is Love. Of course, this one is a topper out of the duo. It is very pretty. It passes the test of flying colors. And Pull the Lever Kronk. Don't recommend it. You're not doing this justice. You take away that gorgeous gray and rainbow effect. Step Right Up is beautiful. Just be mindful it's very tinted. Love is All-Inclusive is too deliciously opaque, and that is not a bad thing when it comes to holographic effects. Can't Hide My Pride also passes the test with flying colors. Go bananas with this one in creativity. Twilight Equestria looks really cool over black, but I don't think you're doing it justice. By itself, there's so much color roll to see. And then Twilight Equestria, I think it passes the test. I think you can get pretty creative with it. And then same thing with the Zombie Claw. There is a ton of layering combinations you can do with this one. The shop is currently open. What you see on the video, plus many, many more are currently on the site right now. As you can see here, there is a ton to check out. Again, the site is going to close for the pre-order style shopping experience June 21st at 11:59 p.m. Hawaiian time. I'm going to link you in the description box over to HHC if you wanted to immediately get over there. I'm going to be spamming you guys big time over the next few days while I catch up on videos and swatching and polishes. It's going to be a very, very busy end of the week. That's okay. So look for more videos from me. I am back and on the saddle of the horse again. I guess giddy up. Here we go. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.